Hello gamers, I'm Bearded Gamer Drew and welcome back to my channel, a place where you will find all things gaming all the time. On today's episode I go over why I love Banjo Kazooie so much. Now, for those of you who have never played the game before, Banjo Kazooie is a platform video game developed by Rare and originally released for the Nintendo 64 console in 1998. The premise of this game is that a bear and bird must try to stop the plans of the witch Gruntilda, who wants nothing more than to take away the beauty from Banjo's sister Tootie and give it to herself. With a variety of awesome worlds to traverse and a plethora of many unique and hilariously cartoony characters, Banjo Kazooie is by far one of my favorite video games of all times, and for good reason. Now, I'm not going to go over the history of how Banjo was created. That's a video in itself. But honestly, I just want to speak from my heart, and obviously there's going to be some nostalgia here. I just remember turning on my N64 with my brothers and watching the intro of this game, and I remember it having me hooked from the beginning. I'm not sure if it was the quirky nature in itself, the cartoony look, or just a hilarious dialogue, but it was very evident from the start that this game was going to be good. And my god, was I excited to play this game. And you know, for its time, Banjo Kazooie was actually well put together, and the fact that there wasn't really a tutorial outside of battles showing you your moveset, and even then it didn't feel forced, just like a lot of games back then. Back when kids got to play video games and didn't have their hands held all the time. And yeah, Banjo Kazooie didn't really hold your hand at all. It just kind of let you freely roam the world, and to me, I have always been that type of gamer. I never want for a game to hold my hand and tell me what I should be doing, where I should be going, and for the most part, Banjo Kazooie is pretty much non-linear. I mean, yeah, now, yes, you have your typical requirements like gathering musical notes to open magic doors, and accessing weird pot-like dudes to use as warp pads. But from the very start, you could tell that the developers put a lot of time, effort, and energy into this game, and the amount of charm in Banjo Kazooie is unreal. And not to forget the awesome characters in this game as well. Like I'd mentioned before, there's Banjo, Kazooie, Grunty, Tootie, Bottles, and many more memorable characters. I mean, for crying out loud, the fact that you can transform into an ant whenever you want to, or to a bumblebee, is just really cool. I mean, seriously, that's such a big reason that this game sticks out. These transformations make for an even better gameplay experience. You can go to areas previously unobtainable in order to get the jiggy. I mean, it's just brilliant, and the gameplay never seems stale. And oh my god, let's not forget about this guy, Snackers. Holy moly, that frickin' shark always scares the living, well, you know, out of me. Oh god. Oh god, there he is. What in the... Ow! Seriously, screw that guy. And each level presents its own unique charm and vibe that not many games can pull off as well. Except maybe Clanker's Cavern. Like, seriously, I hated that level. Let me just swim in this water, but wait, there's more. Phew, no more oops, never mind. Water. 7.8 out of 10, too much water. But jokes aside, literally every other aspect of this game is fantastic. And I really can't praise this game enough for its ability to perfect gameplay, dialogue, and story, and mold it into this one beautiful trifecta of strange and epically whimsical adventure. Like, no joke. I know I'm probably going to catch some flack for this, but I gotta say it. In my opinion, Banjo Kazooie beats out the more popular Super Mario 64. Don't get me wrong, that was a good game, but yeah, Banjo Kazooie better. There, I said it and there's no going back. I mean, I think it's just so cool that, for example, there's this world Click Clock Wood, and there are literally 4 seasons that you need to play through in order to get further. Like, for example, you gotta feed this cute birdie boy some worms in the fall and spring, and a lot of them are only accessible if you go to the other seasons. And when it's all said and done, you go back in the winter to discover that Birdie Boy is now Bigger Birdie Boy, with no more diaper, and he gives you a jiggy for all your hard-earned work. It's like I got to raise him and watch as he grows. So flippin' touching, man. And the music. The music is probably one of the main reasons this game is so good. Love you, Grant Kirkhope. Like, honestly, dude, you rock. I also remember playing the Grunty quiz game near the end of the game, before you face her, and the quizzes were quite awesome, to be honest, with, you know, the usual quirky Banjo humor attached, as she asks you ridiculously personal questions about herself that you previously find out through her much nicer sister Brentilda earlier in the game. The funny thing about this is that when you finally reach the end of the quiz, there's this hilarious cutscene that I almost forgot about. As Banjo Kazooie and the rest of the gang are prematurely celebrating when they haven't even beaten Grunty yet. They're having this funny barbecue, as you can see on the screen. And out comes Tootie, and she's like, hey, get back to the castle. You haven't beat her yet. And that's the kind of whimsical, dialogue that you can really expect in this game. And finally, with jokes aside, I want to be as personal as I can be with you guys. I remember a time in my life when my father just passed away, and I'm talking the same day. And the only thing that seemed to comfort me at the time was playing Banjo Kazooie. Me and my brothers and my mom were grieving so much during this time. And to take our minds off things, we started playing video games. And this was the game I played the most that night. And for that very brief moment, I realized everything was going to be okay. I had my family, my friends, and Banjo Kazooie. Sure, things were hard at that time, but Banjo Kazooie lessened that hurt. Just enough, to keep me going. And that may sound corny to some, but it was the world to me, especially at the lowest point in my life. So I think it's pretty obvious to say why I love Banjo Kazooie so much. I can go on, and believe me, a part of me wants to, which is why in my next Why I Love segment, I'm going to be talking about why I love Banjo-Tooie so much, so stay tuned for that. And if you like what you heard today, please hit the like button and subscribe for more content on all things gaming all the time. This is Bearded Gamer Drew, and I will see you next time.